They have dried up. Jolly, Ablett, good in the clinches. Kick not really going anywhere. Stengline there. Eagles under pressure. Rowan Jones can only take it back over the line. Throw in. Jolly the tap did it nicely to Goods, who finds some space, and the kick to Hall wasn't able to be marked. Glass into the picture. Selwood just manages to release in time to Fletcher. To Rowan Jones again. Good kick out in front of Rosen, takes the mark. Lynch provides the long lead. Can the big fella get there? Snapping at his heels is Craig Bolton. Lynch with strength wins out. Beautifully done. Got the handball out. Now kick into the pocket. Flying is Armstrong. No mark. We'll have a throw in.
Again, a ball into their forward 50 that's near the boundary line. Too easy for the opposition to defend that.
Chance here for the Eagles. Sydney lead by 2. Cox against Jolly. Jolly the tap. Stengline's in there. Now Kennelly heads towards the boundary. Roberts-Thompson puts their head down. Another throw in. Well, what will this one hang on? There was a controversial decision this time last year, which saw the Eagles home. Anything could happen. Judd, can he do it with the left foot? Of course he can. He's a champion. He's the captain, and he's put his team back in front. He won the Norm Smith medal in the grand final in a losing team. This performance hasn't been too far short of that. He's been outstanding again.
Just have a look at Chris Judd, the superstar here. 8th disposal, 4th clearance for the quarter. There were numbers everywhere inside 50. He's run his absolute backside off. He couldn't be more tired. The superstar does it again. He's just an absolute freak.
Sydney have got 2 forwards. West Coast Eagles have got 10, including David Wirapunda.
Pushing them back.
So Chris Judd gave the Swans a taste of their own medicine from that set play. And Swans win it out of the middle line. Keith's free. He can mark and go here. Can he use the footy? He looks for Hall.
Why would they have left the 50 so open to Hall? I don't like that. Because the West Coast Eagles will never drop extra numbers back into their back line. And that's why Darren Glass does it harder than any fullback in the competition, because he never gets any support from anybody else. Now, at that last centre bounce, Sydney had 2 forwards in their forward area. West Coast Eagles had 10.
Hall for his 5th to put Sydney back in front. He's got it. What an outstanding effort from Barry Hall. 5 goals. And the Swans lead by 2.
He's been fantastic, Barry Hall. Just an outstanding performance. Pushed Darren Glass under the footy there, but their structure they set up, Sydney, as Woolsey alluded to, is just so superior. They get space, they get one-on-one opportunities, and they're good enough to beat their opponents one-on-one.
Hall's 5th goal has Sydney back in front. There are 4 men in Sydney's 50. There are nearly 20 in the Eagles.
And John Worsfold will not put extra numbers back. At the other end of the ground, it is just clogged. Eagles have gone into their forward 50 11 times for 2 goals. Sydney into their forward 50 5 times for 2 goals.
Butler for West Coast, bombing and hoping, and Lynch not hanging on to it. O'Keefe. If Sydney can make something of this, they're dangerous again. But Beau Waters stands in their path. Gives to Stengline. He can see a crowd up ahead. Wirapunda there in the middle of it all. Richards had the decisive fist. Wirapunda recovers. Oh, that was brilliant. Can he top it off?
No, he can't. He overdid it. Rosa. You cannot dally against the Swans. Matt Rosa learned a lot tonight, and that is he's got to lock himself in the gym over summer. Just gets knocked off the ball too easy.
That's the difference in the two forward lines, Walls. You look at the pressure and the numbers around. No space. Got to do a miracle to kick a goal down this end.
Oh, snared by Armstrong. Again, Sydney get a taste of their own medicine. Twice in set plays, the Eagles have scored goals.
And the Armstrong goal, we'll have a look at it. He just had a mile of momentum up as the ball was hit. He was charging, steaming towards the Eagles' goal. It came off. Let's have a look at it.
Oh, fantastic block you can see there at the top of the screen that allowed Armstrong to turn around and snap that goal. That was the miracle I'm talking about. Look at the contested situation he's in, Stephen Armstrong. Geez, you've got to admire West Coast under pressure just to be able to find something in this situation. It's just fantastic.
So both coaches yelling about constructing goals in very different ways. Top of the screen, the block at the top of the screen. Worked for each other, did the Eagles, to set that one up. Now this is again amazing. The centre bout, all the numbers are left of screen in the Eagles' front forward area. Swans get a fast break. It's Hall and O'Loughlin against their direct opponents.
The Eagles get the break. Cousins into the crowd. Kick is back. And he almost stamped himself on it. Still the Eagles a chance. Wirpunda has missed. West Coast by 5 points.
Wirpunda. Well, he might be a hero. He's certainly got some skill and talent. We know that. The Eagles, so important. They don't let the Swans get an easy one. They're going the short one. They've got a lockdown now. 1-on-1.
Kennelly will kick to Goods.
And looking at big Quinton Lynch, he's got no gas left at all.
Goods. Oh, that's a good kick to Richards, who marks and goes. Hall works his way to the front. He's got it again. He's too far out to score. He's going to look for the O'Loughlin pass. O'Loughlin slips over at the crucial moment. Hall now goes shorter to Schneider. Beautiful fist away.
That's what had to happen. That's what had to happen. 1-on-1. Get the fist there. Force the ball out of play. Reload. Start again.
5 minutes left. 12-12 to 12-7. A veritable goal fest in the context of matches in the recent past between these two. Cousins does it well, took them on, drew the tacklers, opened it for Banfield. Staker beaten comprehensively by Craig Bolton to Hall. Well done, Glass, a hammering fist.
Clearance has just scored it, Tim. 14 to West Coast, 5 to the Sydney Swans. That's what's got them back into the game. Great fist here in by Darren Glass on Barry Hall.
Quinton Lynch
in the stoppages they've dominated.
Quinton Lynch in the back line for West Coast. No good there. His opponent Richards too quick for him. He should be down in the other end of the ground.
50 out from the Swans goal. Judd again. Got the handball away. Disposal 31. Schneider's there. Kirk's there. Schneider has another go. So does Kirk. It's held up. Ball yells the crowd. Umpire will bounce.
What happens if it's a draw, Quarters?
Extra time. 5 minutes each way. We're prepared. Cox has had an outstanding night. He's had to beat 2 men. Judd, free kick, no. Goods is there. Picked up by Waters. Handballs to Banfield, who kicks the big torpy. Slightly slews off the side of the ball. Ablett gets a chance. Handballs to McVeigh. Oh, Chick was hard at it. Beautifully done. Pouncing his Cousins. Got it out to Graham. Little chip kick is not bad to Armstrong. It takes a ripping mark.
Great contested mark, Steve Armstrong.
What a quarter he's producing. In his 5th season of league footy, he's reached 50 games tonight.
He's got to wait because the Eagles just haven't got numbers there.
He's in a bit of trouble. Wirpunda helps him out of it and then swings it long. Hunter can't get to the drop. Ablett has it covered for Sydney. Buchanan, oh, it's brave stuff. Shaking off the tacklers, taking them on. And now Kennelly, who loves to take them on. He gives to Davis. Has he got a shock or a miracle in store for us yet? Goods
Well done to Fosdyke. And Sydney are on the build. This looks dangerous. Malcheski. Good placement. Banfield the fist. O'Loughlin has got it. He's gold. And the Swans are back in front. His fourth. Sydney lead by a point.
And they deserve to be in front with the boldness of that play off half-back. A series of sweeping handballs from half-back. Kennelly was part of it. And then the long kick again to just 2-on-2. Bit of a bounce goes your way. Michael O'Loughlin puts the ball through. What a game.
And then exchanged pleasantries with a few of the locals.
We keep speaking about it, but the space, have a look at Michael O'Loughlin getting in the face of the West Coast supporters. It's great stuff. This is one of the best games I've ever seen. The space in Sydney's forward line just putting so much pressure on the West Coast defenders. They're getting one-on-one opportunities. They've been incredibly brave. West Coast have been incredibly brave. What a game.
Have a look at the supporters, the tension, the strain.
Could we have extra time? Cox the tap again. Picked up by Judd, tackled immediately by Kirk. Braun's in there. Can he find some space? Yes. Kicks back into the middle. Fosdyke got a fist on it against Butler. Picked up by Goods. Dished off to Ablett, who went without it. Here's a chance for Stenglein. He's won it twice for the Eagles against the Swans at the death. Leo Barry won the grand final for Sydney last year. Got it over to Goods. Goods kicks it to half-forward. Hall missed the mark. Glass picked it up. Got it over to Selwood. Selwood pumps it long, it's out on the full. It's a free kick going to Sydney.
What a terrible kick. Still time for the Eagles.
How much, Tim?
Not sure, Rob. We're guessing here. I did say last night we were due for a draw. We've only ever had extra time once in an AFL final, and it was in 1994.
Terrible marking by the Eagles.
Ben Matthews, who's had some bad moments down the back tonight, but has the ball forward at the centre here. If Sydney could kick another, they would just about put this to bed. And they're dangerous. Nick Davis. Surely not.
They're dangerous and they're good. Again, patience with the ball. Make the spaces. Get the dummy leads to open up a bit of space behind this Sydney player who led. It was Barry Hall who led from that spot. Opened up the space for Davis to go into. They're too smart.
Can he ice another Sydney victory in a big final? He hasn't had a great impact tonight. He's come back from the wilderness. He's missed.
Not even a handy point.
He missed a lot. We could still have a draw.
Sydney are flooding numbers back. Runners out.
Chris Judd.
Long ball towards Judd. It's being held. It's a free kick. Holding. Judd's got it at half-back. It's his 13th disposal this quarter, the champ.
Well, he can't do any more.
He's up to 34. Kicks long. Rowan Jones is there. Stenglein's there. It's a mark to Sydney. It's taken by Ablett. Sydney by a point. Move it on. Play on. Play on. He's been told to go. Chick's about to tackle. Ablett kicks just in the nick of time. O'Keefe got a bad bounce. And Hall is happy to see it over the line.
Sydney runners out quarters. He's giving the signal. Ice the clock. If they get hold of the ball now, the Swans, they'll chip it around. There he is, the Sydney runner. He's told him, hang on to it. There can't be much more time left.
They were talking 2 preliminary finals in the West. They might have 2 semi-finals next week. The Eagles can't advance. Beyond the 30-minute mark, there can only be seconds left. The Eagles have to score.
Well, Cox has got to hit it over the back into space. Got to be bold here. No good putting it back towards the boundary.
He gets rid of Jolly. He took it. He blazed. Goods saw the drop, read it well. Sydney have it covered. The Eagles have it covered. We'll have another go. It's a long way from goal. This is a long, long ground. And the ball is a few centimetres backward of the centre line for West Coast. They need a clean takeaway. Chick climbs in this time. Cousins can't break.
O'Keefe for Sydney. Glass and Hall at it again as they have been all night. The Swans have done it again.